Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Here we are in January week 5 before at the end of the month as of today's weekly challenge in Gran Turismo 7. 3 usual events plus 2 more brand new events is about to go additional to have a good ways to be racing to the finish. Here we have a high-speed ring to be featured as a special event by using the Gran Turismo F3500-A for a limited time only, along with Autodromo de Interlagos to be take part in the World Touring Car 600. As the other 3 events for the Porsche Cup and Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, Japanese Clubman Cup 550 at Fuji International Speedway, and European Sunny Cup 400 at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Plus, we have a good grand total of 3 credit tickets to be equal for a total of 800,000 to get 100,000, 200,000, and 500,000 Gran Turismo credit in 3 tickets in order to have all 5 events at once to be finished in 3rd position or higher. And the good news is for my channel that I'm currently at in 890 subscribers, we're only exactly to be within by 110 more to go. The countdown is about to begin until the gold record is about to go achieved by having my best moment and the milestone to be reaching up by 1,000, so you guys really have to give a help and support, and then the flight race will have to be racing up to go participate to have a good ways to have 4 road cars, including the F3500-A is about to be get set and go green for the participation. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's begin and ready to go for today's weekly challenge. This is going to be a very good moment to have a first round as a special event for the Gran Turismo F3500-A to go for the 1-man category. 15 laps, and this will bring out to have a tire wear and fuel consumption rate by 2 times. We'll have to go explain the details to see how it turns out to go faster of the classic. Relive the excitement of 1990s F1 drama in this 1-man race for original Formula machine. 1 race car is now specified to be eligible and have all kinds of racing compound tires for the hard, medium, sub, intermediate, and heavyweight tires. First position on the gold record by 150,000 Gran Turismo credits. As I'm about to show you guys something to have a brand new UDRS Insportec livery after taking a test race from Grand Valley Highway 1 in Group 1 Prototype Series as a live replay from Twitch. But you guys really want to come and check it out because I have a plan of idea to have all of my replay content is still available in public during the game. So count me in, and I'll have to be sure to get strategized to have a racing hard compound tires and settings just to be sure that you might need to go improve and make it much more faster. And additional to have a racing muffler that I never seen this one before to be adding up to have a one good kind of an F1 race car. By default, it also to be featured as a semi-racing, and this one is now well equipped in the racing muffler just to give a different sound of the engine to be well packed up and still remain by 773 horsepower by 974.45. So whenever you think about having a one good kind of a F3500-A as a 1990 style of the fictional race car, just have to go there and take the lap time challenge at Autodromo National Monza to have a good thrill of the practice to go hard for the goal. This will go faster and go focus in 3rd position or higher any way we can when entered for having a one good special event in round 1 to have a best opportunity to go old fashioned of the 1990 style to have a different fictional racing circuit of an F1 racing category. Hopefully, there will be some Gran Turismo players to be well seen and get down to have a 15 lap challenge to go faster and master to go fast on the 6 corners in high speed ring. The gang's all here and they're about to go by having a 12 car participation, and here I am right now on position number 12. Got to be ready, get set, and let's go for the rolling start to have a sound of the V12 engine to be packed up and switch it into racing soft tires to give a better grip and acceleration to have a good ways to go. So off I go, and 12th position to be on the first lap. We'll be switching up to have a gap distance total from 8 seconds into 7 seconds. first turn is already cleared by having a good suitable head start, and here comes turn number 2 to keep a good eye on the wall barrier. That's where it's going to be a bit more careful to avoid a penalty, so we have to keep it for practice, and then we'll have to get it right to have a good special event to have a good usage to drive with a GT F3500-A. But modest and good handling to have a good advantage when taking turn 3 and turn 4 by the right, then go on the left, and then sector 3 we'll have to go smooth up on the reflexes to get there without having the same effect just like turn 2. There we go. Overtake Jose Serrano, now go slipstream on Guy Barbara before take the second lap. So make your decision, gotta have to go inside or outside. I'll have to decide to go outside first and see how it turns out. Okay, close enough, and this could get a little bit more risky out there. Close call, and right back at the same 11th position while Jose Serrano is on a 10. Got to admit, I just really need to do some more practice as I had to get it right and get focused to be achieved in 3rd position or higher by determined. It's only down to 5.1 seconds and currently on the second lap towards the end. Here comes the turn 6 wide open advantage and join the slipstream train lineup. Okay, Serrano just took 54.534 seconds. I just need to keep it up and keep trying to stay in the 6th gear. So here it comes. The classic F1 race car train is going to be crowded in formation. Very good on the inside, and just more importantly to have the 3rd turn to keep a good extra space. Got to keep a good eye on the handling and do it well on the 9th position by overtake Killian Drummond. And next up, Angel Inestrosa in position 8. Alright, that's the ticket. Moving on to the 8th, and more F1 race cars are about to change up in separate position. Got to choose it wisely, and it's about to go longer it takes and have enough slipstream to get there by each part of the lap. Okay, very good. Now just have to keep practice on turn 2 while the other racers are about to go outside in the wide open. But better yet, Adriano Carrazza is going to be on the 6th position. I have to get in there and take the 3rd turn and the 4th turn. Okay, there we go, and right on the good reflexes to get a good line. Just have to proceed with caution and have one time of the pit stop for each part of the race. Okay, that's the first wave in the 5th lap, and just have to get there to beat Jose Serrano's lap time by 54.534. So whenever you think about going faster, to have a good F3500-A is going to be having a chance of clean race. But it's important, all you have to do is going to be quick about it to have a good solid line of the racing reflex to have a good special event by a single week. But it takes time and get suitable to have a good ways and good strategies whenever you get used to it. Especially to have one different race course as I ever think about going back to the lap time challenges since January 2025 update from yesterday. But it turns out well, and well basic for beginners to have a nice style of a classic 90s race car of the F1 vehicle, which is very much more designed to be as a Gran Turismo original model. And coming in on the 6th lap, moving on to the 4th, and total gap distance to be remained by 4.1 seconds. For Leo Gallo, Takuma Minasono, and Kashdi Berlin is already in at the top 3 spots. Just like that, and go quicker about it to have turn 2 and save it for turn 6 to be deal with turn 3 and turn 4 when you're in sector 2. Just keep a good eyes on the total numbers and don't get yourself losing up grip. It's important when master the F3500-A is all about to have the similar type of performance just like the F1500T-A. Just halfway there and down to 3.5 seconds to be decreased by the numbers. Lap 6 clear, and I just made it for having a faster lap time effort by 54.489 seconds. Okay, there it goes, and just had to pull the brake, and quicker left reflex to be on turn 2. Come on, just had to get a good left turn side check and do the right side by coming in at the tunnel. All clear in sector 2. Now got to try this again in sector 3. That's more like it. Down to 2.8 seconds, make it in 2.7 by the 8th lap. Just only have a few more laps left and just have to keep up to keep trying onto the top 3 drivers by starting out with Kosh D. Berlin. Okay, that's a good dive in without having a wall ride and going back at turn 3. Okay, they're doing good, and right back at 2.3 seconds as I had to take the 6th turn to go again. Just you wait, G3. I'm coming in, and Team Insportec is about to go faster up as a challenger role of the main F1 racer. And the good faster lap time record I took is 54.138 seconds. Okay, right at turn 2, and keep up the good push. He's gonna have to go decrease by 0.1 seconds. Alright, welcome to the top 3 position on the chase pursuit, and get there to be build up the slipstream. So I can dance it and deal with the handling to have a good eyes on the right side tires to go decrease with the duration. Okay, only 5 more laps to go and second wave is clear. Just have to be mindful and I'll do the inside to take the first turn. Okay, magnificent and bravo indeed. But unless turn 2 might give a better advantage for Borleo Gallo and Takuma Minasono. Just give a setback and be more procedure to have sector 2 to be right back at the 3rd and 4th turn. Okay, that was a close call. Now coming out at the tunnel in sector 3 and go back again at the 6th turn. Just might need to keep a good avoid contact when taking the final turn and keep up the good drill practices. Alright, time to go up by over 215 miles per hour to have a first turn and give another round to be in the 11th. But it takes minor setbacks and just have to keep a good eye on practice. I'm always had to be planned to get myself to go full overcome. This is how the first event as I just come here before is always about to have a good ways of experience to take some thrill of practices. So it's going to be right back at 0.5 seconds. Just might need to hurry up and give 4 more laps remaining to be by some time. Okay, that's the ticket. Now the side-by-side comes in between me and Borleo Gallo. 12th lap is about to go stronger up on the contestant. Okay, first place. Now I'll have to keep it up and deal with turn 2 and turn 6 when I'm in the lead. So I have to be on my guard. Valero Gallo and Takuma Minosono is about to go switch up into offense. Just have to keep it careful. It's about to get a little bit in the right side of the racing style tires. Just might need to keep it safe and keep it clear. It's only down by 0.1 seconds left. Just might need to have 3 more to go. Lap 13 is going to be quicker about it. It's going well to be extreme intense. This is why I should have to switch it into TCS1 in case of emergency. Alright, go on defense. It's only down to 37% left. Alright, there we go. Looks like Kosh D. Berlin is in the 3rd position. Valero Gallo stands tall to be at 2nd. Alright, right at the defense to stay at 0.4 seconds. Here comes the 14th lap and give the stage penultimate to have a first race for only a 5th week of January in the weekly challenge. Got to keep a good eyes on Valero Gallo. He's coming in, and that will have the go advantage at turn 2. Will put myself to be switching into defense to have a short period. Team Insportec has doing well and come this longer. Is going quicker and have a 12-minute race time to go over to be carried out by the range of 15 minutes. Just like having a race time of 30 minutes, and it might be turns out well to have a good F1 racing style to go feature in the first round at high speed rain. So racing up and go and proceed onto the 14th lap is about to go cleared. We'll be on the way in the final lap. Okay, they're about to be coming right back in. First turn and 5 more to go. Just have to keep a good, suitable line and just try to take a deep breath until turn 2. We'll have to take that best defense. We'll have to go back in. That should do well. And Salt Racing Tires is about to get closer to be right back at sector 2. We'll go by the 3rd and 4th corner. Just hold it together and keep it up straight. This will have to take the last call, and turn 6 is going to be mine. Okay, very good, and fortune favors the fast. Checker Black has now been made it on time, and first check mark has now in the can. Oh yeah, baby! First race in the F3500-A is doing amazing, and that's competition. I can't believe it. This race is doing much more indeed to have this segment after taking multiple moments to have some warm-up in session to get myself to be on a racing line of reflex. Here is the total time by almost 14 minutes, folks. 13 minutes, 46.209 seconds, and the 8th lap that I still barely got this one by 54.138 seconds. Yes sirree, and 90 style of an F1 race car in round 1 by receive a podium by 150,000 GT credit without having a clean race bonus. But sometimes it's important that you need to be very extra careful to avoid contact or losing enough grip during the race to have a possible way to get yourself to be recommended as a reminder. Just grab yourself to have a racing hard compound tires, which is very much more suitable, or just have to go normal to have a racing medium tires instead. So I just took by 61.9 miles, and currently to have this new attempt to be at 40.9 miles, which is already received by having a 3-star roulette ticket for my own guess. So that's 100,000 GT credit by receive, and 2 more to go. Will be await to have 4 World Car events will be on standby as I'm about to go to Autodromo de Interlagos in WTC 600. Now let's do the replay and take place by round between lap 13, 14, or 15. Just have to put myself right over here and get the thumbnail image to be right over here. Just wait for it. Just might need to have a perspective of the scene to get back and have 10-second rewind. Alright, just had to pause right here and give it a captured thumbnail image by having a one quick preview to have my brand new UDRS Inspirtech livery. See? This is my brand new livery, and it turns out to be well competitive and give a good kind of a race ready to be entered for the first round before proceed by having today. So I hope you like it, but in the meantime, just to let you know to have an upcoming content video to have a time-lapse on livery editor to make my own kind of a UDRS Inspirtech livery on this Gran Turismo F3500-A. But looks to me, customization options went very well to be used on the front, side, and the rear. Now let's exit and give this first part of the content replay is saved. Good enough. Now on to 4 events on World Car only. We'll have to take the WTC 600 at Autodromo de Interlagos as a brand new event as part of January 2025 update. Just have to go there and have a good middle placement to be proceed in number 2. And one more thing as I'm about to go switch up into the Hyundai Ioniq Q5N 2024. Look over here, that just got another Ioniq Q5N to be labeled as a white car, which is very good enough to have a different customization options to become as an electric time attack vehicle as seen from last year's Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. Looks so good. And that will have to bring this one to be well participate to have a good road car only to be well styled as a wide body and give it a full electric to be contained with 641 horsepower and weight 4,872 pounds. Drivetrain is the all-wheel drive and electric vehicle to have a good type of naturally aspirated. But instead, I'll have to go for a different kind of an Ioniq Q5N without a wide card, so I'll have to be sure to get down to have a good plan of making my own UDRS Inspirtech livery that turns out to be well embraced to have a different style and give a good variation as a stage of an electrical time attack car. As the description says, an event that restricted to normal cars with 600 pp or less. This is a high-level race series that's all about showing up your skill. First position on the prize by 90,000, and there's going to be having one more thing after purchase for the Sports Soft compound tires is going to have to take a tuning of requirement. So my current Ioniq Q5N is at 609.92, but not a problem. Just might need to have a power restrictor. Will give a decreased amount of horsepower. Just have to be preferred to be at 90%. It's going to be go down by 597.10. Good enough. And that brings out with 589 horsepower and performance point. Good enough. And putting up to have 92% in 589 horsepower and performance point in 599.82. All set. Rearing to go, let's enter and give a full all-wheel drive electric vehicle to have a 5-lap challenge. We'll get down to have a good moment of the debut as part of the current update. But some say that electric cars should be more likely to be welcome along with gas power or hybrid vehicle, which is very good enough and have a good fully tuned up spec moment out there to have a good course. And as of today's forecast in Autodromo de Interlagos, is about to go for a nice and sunny day. This is going to be a good feel of the moment, viewers, and I hope that will have to take a good full electric hatchback to give a good focusing to get up onto the first position, especially Jose Serrano is about to be using with the same Ioniq Q5N 2024. Let's give the tip of the interaction about the Hyundai vehicle, and that will give a good inspiration. It is very good to be well drive as an electric all-wheel drive. Hello, I'm Jose Serrano from Spain, and today I'll be driving the Hyundai Ioniq Q5N. This memorable car helped me score the fastest time at the Nations Cup Time Trial Qualifier. People often describe EVs as boring, but the Ioniq Q is the furthest thing from it. With two motors at the front and back, its four-wheel drive system can punch a combined 641 horsepower, which is really quite powerful. It even produced a simulated exhaust note, making it an EV that delivers on excitement. So that would be very understandable and very true to have a good time trial participation, and that brings out to see the Hyundai Ioniq Q5N 2024 will be marked and confirmed for the next upcoming lap time challenge. But hopefully, I'll be obliged and looking forward to it. Then let's get set and take on with a gas-powered vehicle, including Brunello Gallo is always driving with a 2017 Honda NSX as an all-wheel drive sports car hybrid. This wheel might have a go full in drive mode to see how the Ioniq Q5N to take the stage in WTC 600. That should be doing wonderful and good placement to have a well-featured for electric vehicle besides taking part in the custom race as a one-man category. But if anything else possible, just have to go and use a different kind of a gas-powered vehicle and have one Hyundai Ioniq Q5N to be labeled as a main opponent to be having a good placement when you're in the custom race. So the first lap is about to go underway and go full drive mode to go with some few overtake with some all-wheel drive sports car along with a Mercedes AMG GTR 2017 on Bosby Barry Boris. Right behind on Renault Haywood and a Lamborghini Huracan. Here comes sector 2 and have the first hairpin to go right on the turn at turn number 8. Just have to stay together and wait patiently to have a respond on the acceleration pedal to give a percentage. Got to go full throttle by 100 and brake pedal by a percentage to keep it monitored and wheel surveillance to have that touchscreen on the GPS. It's doing well nicely, and here comes the dirt sector by coming up to catching up to Martin Grady and T. Yamanaka on position 10 and 11. Good overtake and have the right side to be switched up to go entered at the final corner to be on the way. Much more impressive to have a sweet sound of a silent engine, and second lap up by go to pull out the brake to be proceed onto the center S at turn 1 and dive down carefully to be on a steady apex on turn 2. Just have to keep a good center up on the acceleration pedal, percentage, and make it much more suitable balance. Okay, here comes turn number 4. Right back at the second sector to get behind on Brunello Gallo in the 2017 Honda NSX. This is going to be fun to enjoy and give it much more indeed to have some horsepower to be adjusted to be adding up with some tire compound in sports category. That would be a very good way to take on in Tokyo Expressway in the east clockwise is going to be quite going by having a 12-lap endurance. Just have to get behind on Kokobun in the RE Amira FD3S RX-7, then overtake Iko Fraka's Toyota Super RC 1997. Okay, that's good. Moving on to the 7, and gonna have to catch up to the Jaguar F-Type is now been seen in 6. But looks like Jose Serrano is doing good. He's on second position, so I'm on my way to catch up to him by 11.2 seconds to go. And there goes T. Bayless in the 4th position by using the Roop RGT 4.2 2016. There he is right now, and I see him on the yellow Roop car. Just hold the line together and be more quicker on the reflex. Now going into the Cuba du Sol by overtake Daniel Solis in the Alfa Romeo 4C 2014. Going electrical slipstream and catches up to the RGT 4.2. Just wait for it. Let the RGT 4.2 to go first on turn 4, and then I'll have to go right on the opening in turn 5. Okay, good defense for Bayless. Just had to keep a good, silent, and calm electrical pace. Right at the overtake and made it to the third. Just only down to 6.8 seconds left, and I have a good eye on Jose Serrano in the same Hyundai Ioniq Q5N 2024. This should do well and take on with the Nissan GT-R Nismo on Asus Willow when he's in the lead. Let's give a little bit more teamwork cooperation and give a same car overtake to be entered and right back at Sector 3. But more importantly, I've always had to be preferred to have a good kind of an Ioniq Q5N without a wide body kit, and this one is a good kind of a standard version to be drive anywhere on the open road and especially in the track. But more importantly, when using the same car to be featured in Forza Horizon 5, and the good news is, it's coming to PlayStation 5 in spring of this year. Now here comes the penultimate lap on the 4th. This will have to get down and go electrical offense to be on the maintain pace to go up and take on with the Nissan GT-R Nismo 2017. But it's not over yet until the electrical car will have to go pace up on the strategy to have a good clear racing line. Faster lap time is still doing well by a minute, 50.028 seconds. Come on, just have to go there and have turn number 7 to go quicker up by the approaches, as I'm about to have turn 8 through turn 10. Alright, got the right pace and get closer to the R35 GT-R Nismo. This will give an all-wheel drive sports car and all-wheel drive electric hatchback to see which is the most. Okay, very good defense for the R35 GT-R. Just wait until the last sector. We'll have to get closer to get back in and pull out the brake to have an acceleration to go by 0% and wait by the brake after 100. Alright, how about that? And give the Ioniq Q5N to take the lead. Clearly good enough to have a better ways to have a nice power restrictor and sports soft tires to go improve and make it much more full drive of electric. But here, the final lap is about to go pack up to be on the defense. We'll be take on the GT-R to be on the second position to go offense. And for the record I took by recent update, 1 minute 49.072 seconds will give a good total time to be almost by over 8 minutes. Time to bring it home and take it to the finish line by achieving first position on checkmark number 2. It's going increase by 1 second, and Susrillo is going catching up to beat my gap to have a little bit more effort. So you see, the gas-powered GT-R is going pace up to catch up to the Ioniq Q5N, which is going serving up as a main road car contender. Now here comes the hairpin. Got to go rolling in on the right at turn 8, then the left at turn 9, and the second right at turn 10. Got to go work up to have a nice good silent sound engine type. Will keep a good flow of the line. Okay, the motor temperature is doing well by 65 degrees Celsius and the rear on 96 degrees Celsius. Battery temperature is keeping a good stable condition by 48 degrees Celsius, and it's all good mint condition, and the lateral G's will keep a good steady on the main lineup. So almost there to be reaching up to the final stretch. Time to beat my lap time and getting a little bit more closer out there to have a good moment, and placement to be at a minute and 48 seconds by a determined of decimal time. So that's race number 2 clear, and second check mark is now been cleared by having a brand new event, and 3 more to go by reserve to go for keeps. Now let's see, my fastest lap time is going to be at a decimal of 0.619 seconds. Very good, and total time by almost 8 minutes to be make it into 9 minutes. Added by 10.126, and that will be quite good to be thrill, dry excitement, and give a good electric hatchback to go style in the sports type. That's more like it. 135,000 GT credit to go clean race, and have 13.5 miles when entered to have a newest additional event race on WTC 600 at Interlagos. Now for the replay to give a good moment and have a playback position to be take place between on lap 4 or lap number 5. So there it is right now, and just to be seen to be passed by on the pause. Just have to go there and switch it onto the camera view. Prefer to be on the front, and that might become with a better capture thumbnail image. Alright, that's good, and make it like having a good placement as a debut as original, and I'll have to go again as the full walkthrough will take the encore. Next up, Porsche Cup at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Different all-wheel drive sports car, and momentarily to go for the Porsche 911 Turbo S Type 992 will get set to be having a good moment, just like the electric Hyundai Ioniq Q5N 2024. Much more love and thrilled to be excited to have a good kind of an electric hatchback is good to be having an experience to go well amazing. And more importantly, to have a good eligibility to have a 2 compound tires in sports category by 650 or less, just have to use to go with a hard or medium compound tires can be switched to be using at any time. But much more importantly, one Porsche car in the modern all-wheel drive drivetrain layout, and take on to have a good RR Porsche sports car to give a classic and modern version style to give it much more thrill to be successful after the WTC 600 to be on the main stage as prior to have a good optional to be racing in the 3rd stage. But I'm always had to go prefer to have race number 3 and give a random pick to have a 3 usual event. So today's weather forecast is on sunny day with some few clouds around the skies. As a perspective for a time condition is going to be changed up to have a good natural forecast. But much more possible, I'm always have to be well used to it to have a good racing time on the daytime forecast and keep a good eyes on the rain. Now let's get down to have the dirt race, and optional to have some current GT players to go on the penultimate race on number 4. Let's bring out the good all-wheel drive sports car to give a 4-wheel drive and take on with some classic and modern Porsche cars in the RR drivetrain layout. Got to go maintain pace and take the Irat Rouge on turn 3 through 5. Good line check and weather radar to have a good possible monitor surveillance to keep a good eye on the rain forecast to be on a light percentage. It's doing well to have a good full stretch. Moving up from the 13 and pending to be overtake to go on turn 7. But not yet at least. Just have to keep racing and keep a good clean. Alright, that's good on the Porsche 911 Carrera RS Club Sport Type 993. Almost there to have 11 more to go. Time of day in 14-17 hours. Now I'll have to get behind on Reinhardt in position 11 by having a 2001 Porsche 911 GT3 Type 996. Going into the Pulhan at turn 12, go on the brake, left turn steer well, and get a good flow racing line reflex. Then here comes T Minamoto on the 10. Gonna have to get there and proceed to the campus at turn 13 to the 14. Okay, solid work, and make it like a masterpiece. Just have to give an art of racing and the art of competition line. But very yet naturally that I'm always had to be well doing on record session by taking live stream is giving me a time to do some brainstorming. Just to see which perspective is I just really might have something else to do, or only one good part of the perfection is my own kind of a vision. Just like all the other kinds of people, when it comes to have a good experience of sim racing, we'll always have to keep it practice and then get it right. But especially to have some good possibility to have a masterpiece scene of same perspective to myself. So there you go, to be on the first lap to be entered on the 7th position after overtake Jose Serrano in the Porsche Carrera GTS Type 905. First lap clear, and proceed to lap number 2 to get a good eyes on the Porsche 911 GT3 RS in the same Type 992 model. Got to get there and deal with the 11-second gap distance to go all the way and have the Type 992 GT3 RS will have to be on the 7th position, while the Turbo S will stay in all-wheel drive balance. And there's Jonathan Wong in the Porsche Cayman GT4 2016 in the mid-engine. Overtake, and T. Sugalara on the 2001 911 GT3 Type 996. Okay, all good. Steady up carefully to have a good clear pave of the balance to have turn number 7 through turn 9. Wonderful run, and coming up to have the top 3 drivers on Patrick Blasson, Angel Inestrosa, and Adriana Carrasa. Have turn 10 clear and go on the clean turn at turn 11 to have a nice good steady up on the handling. Okay, looks like Ed Wolf is coming in on the 5th. Got to go defend in the 4th and catching up by having a top 3 drivers to get onto the main grid. This should do very well and perfectly to be steady up to have a front control and the rear to be stay in the maintained grip of the balance. I've always had to keep practice and then always had to get it right to go prove up and make a good fine racing art masterpiece. Okay, 3rd sector clear. I see 2 of them. Inestrosa and Carrasa are about to go for the battle of 2nd place to catch up to Patrick Blasson. Okay, that was a close call on turn 17 and go in at turn 18. By the way, viewers, I just went down to have some new ways to have some free time activity by doing live replay on Twitch. So you guys might have to find me on Twitch so you can have more followers to get some extra support. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Doing some WIP and race replay by playing Gran Turismo 7 is all about to have a matter of creativity to do some scenes for myself after participate of every weekly challenges and having some other races for my full walkthrough journey. That's how I'm about to go to, and very yet to be having a good ways to have some free time activity after doing a live stream video on YouTube. But yet, I've always had to do anytime, any place, and have any activity to go anywhere. So there you go, right on the overtake on the Porsche 911 GT3 2009, and the 989 is just doing well to be perfectly to go pace up on the 2nd. But hopefully, just only have one 2001 911 GT3 Type 997 is in the lead. Same as ever, different Porsche sports car will give a better sports compound tires to be well needed to have a tuning on power restrictor. But instead, just give a nice medium compound tires which is very good enough to have a performance point to go for suitable of the main balance. Just have to go slipstream and almost there to have the Pohan to be right back in turn 12. Just do it whatever it takes and give that all-wheel drive Porsche 911 Turbo to give it a first placement on the goal. Right at the faster lap time on the second I did recently by 2 minutes, 39.084 seconds. Let's see the upcoming on the weather forecast. Still no sign of the rain. Just only have some few other daylight on a sunny day and mostly cloudy. It's now been well seen to have some good white spots and few of them on the gray at the left side. Just halfway there is almost done. Got to get behind on Blasson in the first position. Still not yet to get closer nearby by 0.6 seconds. Just hold it on turn 19 and step it on turn 20 at the apex. Okay, it's doing well, and fourth lap on the way to keep a good eyes on the rain forecast to have some partly cloudy is about to be changed in. This will have to get closer to be right back onto the Irat Rouge at turn 3 through turn 5. Now I'll have to hop in and go overtake to be climbing up and go. That's the ticket. Now time to play defense for myself to take the lead. Going up by 165 miles per hour on gear 6, pulling up the brake, entered sector 2 in the fourth time to be at turn 7. Just have to get myself to go passive up by steering with the acceleration and re-accelerate again, and then turn 9 will go the same pattern. Every best Porsche sports car without tuning parts and have a tire compound which is very well suitable to have a good premium of the strategy. But I bet that you guys really think about having some current vehicle ever since to do some all kinds of good moments with some Porsche vehicles to have a good ways to have some tuning parts installed. Just have to give or take and have classic and modern Porsche cars should be quite good to be placement to be well enabled. But I'm always have to go by having a best sports car to give a good feel of the style and make it much more jazz up the good handling by respond on the corners to be having a better elevated. Okay, it's doing well on the campus. Just have to switch up and headlights are being turned on when the clouds are about to be take over the skies. But not yet at least. It turns out to be a little bit darker out there before the rain comes in. Just make it into 2 seconds behind the gap. Just hold the line steady. Okay, that's good. And there goes the light percentage rain coming in by northwest. Wind direction at 8 foot square. This is where it comes in to have a good response on the direction of wind. Time to go up in the pace and enter to the final lap. Update record by the same time with a decimal of 0.402 seconds. Let's go there before the rain comes in. Okay, looks like Whoop just took the faster lap time by 2 minutes, 37.756 seconds. This will have to get my time to go for time attack racing measures to go all in and give an all-wheel drive pacing of the speed. He's already in on the second. I see him right now after overtake Patrick Bresson. This will be a very good moment to see the Type 992 911 GT3 RS to give a drag reduction system. Let's see how the Turbo S can actually do very well to have a Type 992 versus Type 992 to see the Turbo S and the GT3 RS counterpart. Running in the Porsche. Okay, raise the pace in and stay well defended to have a 2.6 seconds for Wub as he's going in for having a quick offense to be using with a drag reduction system. Just might have to go focus on the time and focus on the corners. Find my line is more important to have a good rain condition to be passed by, and there might be some light spots to be moving to a different direction. It's going to be at 7.4 foot squares. Just have to finish this run, and then it's going to be on the way at the first position podium line. Okay, hold it steady. The 911 GT3 RS 992 model is going quicker by the upper hand advantage. It's going to go decrease at 0.7 seconds behind. There he is right now. I had to take that final turn on number 19 and 20, and then the final stretch we'll have to take that good ways to be well placed on the finish line. Alright, just in time, and third check mark in the can by 2 more races to go. Way to have a good Type 992 model to be able to underestimate to have a GT3 RS with the same Type 992 model. Very importantly, and very well achieved on the faster lap time for at Wub by 2 minutes, 34.064 seconds on the 5th lap. But next time, I'm always had to keep using with the 911 Turbo S with the same Type 992 model, which is very going challenging up to have the same tire compound tires instead. But after all, 131,250 GT credit has now been saved and well earned by a clean race of the bonus. 200,000 GT credit saved and received, and very more importantly to have another third content replay to be placed up to be take place after the 5th lap. There's the scene right over here, and give a 10-second rewind just to be well placed on the podium when I'm in the first position. Just have to go by 12 minutes and 40 seconds and take place around on the campus. Also yet apparently take place in Sector 3 to go early. But maybe giving a captured thumbnail image right next to the Type 992 GT3 RS 2022 model, which is very good enough. So that's a replay save on number 3. Exit. Then let's go to Japanese Clubman Cup 550 at Fuji International Speedway, as I just got myself another Nismo 400R in a different color scheme to have a nice champion blue color. But more importantly, I just got a second one as well to be well placed up to be serving as a wide body modification. I'll have to go with this one, and then on the way to Japan at Fuji Speedway. Alright, that should be good enough, and suggested by performance point to be at 550 to get down on the race shop to have some tire compound on the medium and soft. Gonna have to go equip it with using the Sports Sob and give it an update and improve by 587.86. Then here I go and take the third lap. We'll be going by a stage of penultimate for myself as race number 4 and round 2 as a usual event. Just like WTC 600 at Interlagos and Porsche Cup at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps to have a good second part of the road going event. I kind of think that will be doing the right opportunity after purchase 2 of the Nismo 400R in champion blue color to have one without a wide body kit, and the second should be well equipped to have a wide body kit. But after all, always had to have the second vehicle with the same color just to see which one is which to have a comparison. For a few minutes until at the end of January, now it comes in to have February 1st, we'll be on the way to have myself to go continue on in race number 4 during the 5th week of the weekly challenges. So here it goes, and overtake the Nissan Silvia Case Type S S14 1994 to get down on the TGR corner at turn number 1. Got to get behind with the 2012 Mazda RX-8 Spirit R, Moving up to the 10, and fully well-tuned car to have a good wet condition to go on a low percentage and have the Coca-Cola corner at turn 3. Okay, that should do very well to have a nice all-wheel drive Japanese tuned car to take on with some real car. Got a good eye on T Yamanaka and Ryota Kokobun in the Toyota GR Super RC 2020 and Mazda RX-7 FD Spirit R 2002. Okay, that should do enough, and make way for having one professional tune car to take on with the Initial D's creator on the Toyota 86. And there's their Ruchi right now on the 6. Just have to catch up and get behind after the chicane at turn 10 through 11 on the number 12. Okay, that's more like it. Down to 11.1 seconds to go in Sector 3 by the hill climb. I kinda like about this champion blue color scheme on the Nismo 400R, which is very perfectly to be well seen in GT7. Unlike all the other kinds of a color scheme from the previous Gran Turismo games, as the example, they have the lightning yellow, red, black, gray, and silver. But the blue color, which is definitely to have a different kind of an example, along with the midnight purple color. But much more indeed, and this is going to be a kind of a perfect GTR as a Nismo 400R version to be well designed as an R33 spec of the chassis. Just like M. Simmons to be currently driving with the same R33 Skyline GTR with having some custom parts to be applied and give a wide body kit to be designed as a stage of a touring car. So moving on to the 4th, down to 7.4 seconds left. And there's Igor Fraka in the Toyota GR86 RC is on the 3rd. Good overtake and no sign of the faster lap time, just to be pending on the warm-up qualifying work. Just almost there to Adam Susrillo in the 2nd. There he is right now and driving with a 2007 Nissan Fairlady C version S. Pulling on the brake and wait until Baleo Gallo is in the 1st position with his 2002 Honda NSX Type R. Just get down on the 13. Okay, right on the Panasonic corner. Wait until the line is going to be clear. And then the opening moment to go overtake to have a good right side paces to get up in full straight. So it looks like the rain stopped and the other areas are about to go for having a light percentage in the wet. So here comes the dirt and final lap, viewers. And that will be the perfect time to be having a good final race and going back to Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, just like the previous weekly challenges back from December 2024 at the end of the year. But same as ever, same event, same track, and grab a different road card, we'll always have to go by a piece of cake. And here's the faster lap time in 2 minutes. 0.655 seconds is doing well to have a good run time on the lap. Just have to go passive and will play on defense. Okay, hairpin is all done by turn 6. Now for turn 7 and 8 to go by the 300R. Just have to go for another round and make it for a stage of a time attacker to have a 400R in Champion Blue to get up and go for the win. Time for me to go hill climb and go rev it up to have a good line on the asphalt to get there and make it much more standard on the driving. So my current defense at 5.6, and Asus Willow is going on to the second position after overtake Berleo Gallo in the Honda NSX Type R 2002. Now we're the Panasonic corner on turn 16. Just get to the left side of the track and go full stretch. Okay, the rain comes back. If I had to close my eyes before reaching to the finish line, that will have to take a side quest for myself. And more importantly, just under 2 minutes, for checkmark 5 received is complete, and let's have a good look to go for the scene of the cinematic replay. So the total time is 5 minutes, 56.572 seconds by almost 6 minutes. Third lap on the faster lap is a minute, 57.060 seconds. Then it's all fully tuned, well done, and one sport tire only is good to be suggested to take on with some Japanese road car, and one tuned 88.6 Terreno. So that's 30,000 credit, and new day awaits in February is about to go continue on. So that's 1 month down, 11 more to go for 2025, and replay content will have to go for a playback position to go anywhere by the beginning in the first, middle in the second, and nearly end at lap number 3. I'll have to take the middle session in lap 2 and give that blue Nismo 400R to have a captured thumbnail image. Alright, right over here, and give it a good content replay save as a good front view perfect picture. Beautiful, and much more seen to be having a good pause of the scene. Then it's off to the final race in January 5th for the weekly challenge on number 5 at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit to go for the European Sunny Cup 400. Time for me to have a 8-bar 500 with my OC to have a good style in pink and trim on a lime green with carding in it, just to have a good moment to be proceed onward in the season of Valentine's Day. But looks like the time of February is about to go underway, and the right date is on the 1st is on Saturday. 3 laps, and suggested performance point is now at the ready to go equipped with the sports hard compound tires, has now giving a good joy of love and excitement to give a good joy of racing. I'm always had to think about having a good style in pink, just like last year back from the previous of the weekly challenges since 2024 February in Valentine's Day. But more importantly, just have to bring any kinds of specific Valentine's livery to go style in the red and white. But time of day is going on a beautiful and sunny day. I'll let the final race begin and put myself to have my OC to go in pink by the 8th position until 3 seconds. We'll get down and go joy of racing to have a good feeling of love. This will be a perfect moment to have my Total Drama OC to go style in pink and have the right moment before at the end of January for the weekly challenges before coming up in the first week of February. First turn clear, now turn 2 is already been checked and done. Now all I have to do is gonna have to get behind where the Lancia Delta before sector 2 comes in. Just give the good pink 8-bar 500 with my OCs and have a good magical wonderful joy experience to have a good basic and make it to go road going moment. Just only have to take a 5 paces of pink, and 3 laps will give a good shaded on the run. Okay, 4th position in. Overtake another Peugeot RCC GT Line 2015. Now coming in to catch up to the last top 3 drivers in European hatchback and compact cars. First lap done, moving on in lap 2. Down I go, and got a good eye on Bus Beeper Boris and Koke Lopez in a Renault Sport Megane RS Trophy and Peugeot 206 GTI. But however, Kate Marshall is using the same Peugeot 206 GTI is in the lead. Now let's just give it a little bit more basic of the pacing strategy to go with the sports hard compound tires to see which is going to be a better, more advantage with using the comfort with tuning parts, or just have to go with no tuning parts with the sports hard tires. Okay, good clean passive overtake. Now Bercoque Lopez in second position. It's gonna have to take a lot of more horsepower to get there and proceed to the final lap. Then here it comes. Just wait to go down the hill at the first turn and right on the side to be on the overtake at Coque Lopez before coming in right back at turn 2. Okay, just had to give a good joy of the love racing and love touch on the apex. More importantly, to go clear to have some rushing up on sector 1 and go first position defense in sector 2. Got to steer well and give that sleeper to be bring home to the finish line. We'll be at the final corner at the Clark's curve. Almost good enough, and well, decent basic to see the AFR 500 to go style in pink and crosses through to be reaching to the finish line to be marked on the checkered flag podium. And there you go, 5th check mark, and weekly challenge is 100% complete to have my Total Drama OC Cardin in the AFR 500, which is good to be having a nice pink and lime green on the trims to go perfectly to have a magical style. But speaking of magical style, I kind of think that I really need to bring out all of my Winx Club liveries to be imported to GT7 instead. So here is the total time by 3 minutes, 11.605 seconds, and third lap by the faster by a minute, 2.227 seconds is doing well, magical racing well done. Love that A bar like you do, and 10,500 GT credits to be achieved and go clean race bonus to have a nice natural of talent. 50%, and today's workout is currently to have some more practice to have an attempted up strategy to get my masterpiece to be work up and ongoing to be at 12.4, adding up by 4.0 equals into 16.3. And there's the 500,000 GT credit on the ticket and have 3 tickets to be on the grand total of 800,000. Now for the last part of the replay, just have to go zoom in and have the other real cars who have to go behind and have this pink 8-bar 500 to have my OC in it. Okay, there you go, and much more beautiful in pink. Now let's exit and see how it goes well to have enough space to go add by capacity. And number 5 content replay save. Then let's go back to the GT Garage to have a reward challenge to be available to have some suitable prices, including the credit ticket to go for a grand total of 800,000. So it's all done for now, and 5 check mark, 5 days left to go, and arriving earlier in Saturday after Friday by the end of January. But much more importantly, and I have a lot of more ways to go to be continue on to have a full walkthrough to have some 2 races in Sunny Cup at Tokyo Expressway in the central clockwise and Kyoto Driving Park in Miyabi. Just only have 1 additional event from the previous update and 1 for brand new in the current update. Now let's do to have more gifts available, and I still have some 4 stars, 3 stars, and 5 5-star tickets. I'll have to go collect with some earnings and have some more current balance to be making into update. So there you go, almost to be at 83,146,824 points. Now, currently to have a good placement as a reminder on the expiration date by February 14, which is going to be on Valentine's Day. But I'll have to do it right now and give the 4-star roulette ticket by receiving by a day. Just give me 1 good prizes to have a 1 Alfa Romeo 4C Group 3. And there it is. The Pagani invitation has now received and adding up expiration date on March 3rd, 2025 to be visited at Brand Central to get the Hyperion on the 2013 model. Now next up on the second 4-star roulette ticket, just give me another Porsche invitation to have an extended expiration date. But close enough, but make it like having 10,000 GT credits, and that will be it to go adding up to my current balance. What a fantastic day for having a good Week 5 weekly challenge before at the end of January. 4 events on Road Car and 1 special event at High Speed Ring for the Gran Turismo F3500-A along with the WTC 600 at Autodromo de Interlagos. So what do you guys think? I kinda like it so far out there to have 2 brand new events and 3 for the usual event on Porsche Cup, Japanese Clubman Cup 550 and European Sunny Cup 400. But much more indeed to have a good placement to have a good recommend road car when racing at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. But why not just have to go and grab a good pink style just like my Total Drama OCs on the 8-bar 500 2009. Which is very good and give a good love of the magical feeling along with a Nismo 400R in Champion Blue at Fuji International Speedway to have a forecast and partly cloudy to have a less percentage in the rain. Also yet, I still have a good mindful thinking about driving the Hyundai Ioniq Q5N 2024, which is very good and fully electric to be raced up to have some good placement to be participate in WTC 600 events like taking part in Tokyo Expressway, which is very good, but there's going to be having one more thing to have some slightly effect. It also comes in to have a battery charge to be packed to go by full speed acceleration, and that's how it'll have to be preferred to go for different racetracks when you're in the WTC 600, but not at Tokyo Expressway in east clockwise. But I'm just saying, it's always about to have a good experience to go well amazing to have one electric hatchback sports car designed by Hyundai, which is very good, designed to be unique, and give it a well considered when you're in the custom race to be serving as a one-make category. A close call moment when racing in Porsche Cup at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps between 2 Type 992 models with the 911 GT3 RS and the 911 Turbo S between the all-wheel drive versus RR drivetrain layout. Very epic and almost to be good enough to have an exactly moment to see which is better to have the same type of the Type 992 model. But why not just have to give a good appraisal will be quite good enough to be using on sports compound tires to be well used on the hard or medium compound tires instead. And always have to be sure to think about one more thing to keep a good practice when you're at high speed range for the special event to have a good round 1 in the GT F3500-A. Very much more good, and always have to try to do your best to keep challenging up to have a good all-in moment by 15 laps around the course without having one pit stop. But looks to me, I kinda like it to go faster and racing to the finish in January week 5 as I'm about to wrap it up before at the end of the video before moving on in February. It's about to get closer, viewers. My current channel is about to go up into 1000 and I only have 110 more to go. This is going to be the moment, and the countdown is about to begin before my celebration. We'll be having a good time to go continue on for myself by having some full walkthrough and lap time challenges. We'll always have to keep on racing, stay clean, and watch the stats. We'll have to put myself to get up into 1000. This is going to be the moment, and I will do my best, and I will keep continue on. Thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Follow me on DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more social media platforms. Plus, membership is now open to everyone. We'll join to get access per price levels a month with exclusive perks, custom emoji with my OCs, and many features to support the channel. It's the best way to help out with the super thanks as an extra will support and grow. I'll be see you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again at the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.